This is the Heidelberger Allstate Insurance Agency pregame show, and I'm standing here in Ray Skillman Stadium with Coach Eric Moore before we head over to Lawrence Central on the northeast side of Indianapolis. And, Coach, before we talk about the Bears, recap of North Central, largest victory of the year. North Central was an athletic team. We just, as we have lately, jumped on them quickly, and it just put a lot of momentum into the hands of the Trojans and did a lot of good things quick. Got a lot of people playing in that game. But your thoughts overall on North Central?
Well, it's scary anytime you got to get on a bus with a bunch of high school kids and go that distance and hope that everybody's focused and shows up and wants to play football. But our guys came out in a terribly flat environment with the biggest speaker blowing music that I've ever seen in my life. I thought I was at a 1980 concert or something. But our kids came out there. The defense took over. Owen Bright interception for a touchdown, and fumble. One play's a fumble, and we score the next couple plays, and then Owen Bright's got a touchdown on an interception. And at that point, North Central sort of turned it in. I think why I don't know. Last year they played us really hard. This year they didn't as much. But I think the spirit of the game got to them. Sometimes we can be so overwhelming if things get rolling our way, and they did. We stalled a little bit on offense there to begin with, and we picked ourselves up, but the defense was so lights out. We never lost any field possession. Big plays in the game. There were several big plays in the game. I think the biggest play obviously was Owen Bright's interception for a touchdown. I think that turned it all around. But you got the 90 or the 82-yard or however long that Brandon Wheat's kickoff return, his first one since 2010, so that's exciting for our program and for special teams guys, and Coach Spoonmore's done such a good job with those guys, and Brandon's showing that kind of energy and heart. Again, there were some big hits and fumbles, and another big fourth down play by Specker. The game is out of reach, but still, have the pride to come up and make a play like that. But you got to refocus now, and that game's over, and you work this week, and now it's time for Lawrence Central.
When you think about Lawrence Central, they came into Ray Skillman Stadium last year. We jumped in on top of them very, very quickly. That game was over first quarter. This year, the Bears, they got some victories under their belts. They're playing good competitive football. It's not that we can't jump on them quickly, but they're not going to go away. They're going to continue to fight you throughout four quarters.
Yeah, this is a scary football team. We can't go in with the same mindset. We got to get on the bus like we did last week. We got to stay focused and mentally be ready, and hopefully we've studied, our films and everything that a player has to do to be ready to play. They're going to do some things. They're not going to change a lot they do, but they're going to do some things that are tough to take away. And we got some injuries in places, and hopefully they won't take advantage of us there. But we have to be sound in the kicking game and not give them something for free like we got last week. And got to watch balls thrown over our head and stuff like that. But offense, we got to take possession and go after every possession. We have to have a purpose, and we got to go score. And if we continue to put pressure on these teams by scoring, and the defense gives us some short fields, then we'll be victorious. But if not, we let this team hang out and hang around, they can beat you. They're a different heartbeat this year. They have a lot more pride, and they had Warren Central in the fourth quarter. It could have been either way. So they're a tough team. They have some outstanding football players, and they have confidence. And I'd rather play a great team than a team that thinks they're great. And this team might be thinking this could be this week is the biggest build-up for them ever. This is a shock to state game for them. So we got to go in there, knock them out quick, and play our game.
Absolutely. And last week we started something new, taking your long-tenured experience and football, whether it be high school or college, and I thought of another question, a story that maybe you could enlighten us on. And if you guys haven't noticed, whether you're out at the Bantam Field, somewhere around the high school, there is an incredible issue with bumblebees this year. I mean, there's bees everywhere. Maybe it's at your home, and they're a nuisance. And it made me think of this guy when he played for the great Bill Mallory down at Indiana University. And Coach Mallory came in a situation to change the program, and he had a lot of practices that were practices before the practices. And this guy was his experiment. And you might want to tell the story of Coach Moore didn't realize he was allergic to bumblebees. And he had about 5 or 6 crawl down in behind his shoulder pads, and I'll let you tell the rest of the story.
The problem was that we were pre-practicing a tackling drill basically on the pavement in the Navajo section behind the trash dumpster where no one could see us. And that was Coach's way of weeding out the weak people by having us do a tackling drill down there. And the next thing you know, these bees just went down from the trash dumpster, they went right this time of the year, or earlier actually, and went down my shoulder pads. And I'm like, oh, I think they stung me, and not think anything about it. And we go to the stretch lines to start practice with stretching after we've just had 20 minutes of interior tackling. And he probably wanted me to knock Holt's head off or something like that. I don't know. And we're sitting there stretching, all of a sudden the stadium starts spinning, and down went Frazier, man. I was down. Next thing I know, they were taping me to a golf cart because they had no seat belts, and off the trainer I went to get a shot of something. I don't know. I've really never been stung since then like that, but I got stung about 5 times. And Bill Mallory, what in the world is wrong with you? And that's the last thing I remember him saying. The thing was spinning, boom, I was out. So.
As my brother says, he just remembers Coach Mallory on top of Coach Moore going, I can't believe my defensive lineman is going down by a bunch of bees. and you fast forward that story on to about 3 or 4 years ago. One of the things we do here at Center Grove is we ask the seniors some of their most memorable moments. And last year, couldn't believe how many were the story of massive bees coming from the north heading south, and Coach Moore yelling and seeing him. And they said he ran about a 4.240 into that locker room because he's scared to death they were all going to get stung.
From the parking lot, we're calling plays this way, and I saw this gray mass, and I just yelled, "Run for your lives! There's bees everywhere!" And the point bees flew by me, and no one got stung, and they all just came, and then they were gone that quick. So I could see them coming across the parking lot like a rainstorm. It was pretty scary.
Any rate, I'm sure you guys didn't think about that, but this guy has so many stories that go into that type of. That pathway really has nothing to do with football, but it kind of starts with football. So anyway, we'll keep those up. We got a big game against Lawrence Central. It's this game 2 of our second season, if you will. Coach, let's get on that bus, go over and get another victory, and keep this train rolling.
Yeah, hey, we need everybody out there to get in their car and go to the north or the northeast side tonight and go to Lawrence Central High School and root us on. And it's happy homecoming for the Bears, but I say let's go Trojans.